Households that are in poverty are 3 times more likely to have a parent in that household wind up being incarcerated. The whole household experiences that sentence. They're also not there to bring in that income, but when they get out, they're probably going to earn even less than they did. And the children of incarcerated parents, they're more likely to experience food insecurity, homelessness, to have diminished educational attainment, and then that diminishes their earning capacity, so it goes to the next generation.
There's a real cyclical problem when folks can't afford to pay that court debt, which prevents them from expunging their record, from getting a driver's license, from restoring their rights. And that court debt prevents them from moving on, from finding gainful employment.
My name is Jason McClain, and at 18 years old, I found myself convicted of a felony. Made a detrimental impact on my life that carried along with me for at least 30 years. My major problem was finding gainful employment that had the skills for. One of the questions that's always asked is, have you ever been convicted of a felony, yes or no? Up until like mid-2000s, there was only limited types of jobs that you could qualify for. I kind of came into society and didn't feel like I was given a fair opportunity. I kind of felt basically invisible when trying to find employment and a steady place in society again.
I have watched people in the reentry space lose job opportunities. Once the background check comes in, they're not able to get high-paying jobs often. They're not able to get licensure, the certificate that you need to be able to move up in your company, to be a part of management. So what household supporting, well-paying job are we willing to give? Something that's actually going to allow their family to have opportunities and them to have decent housing.
My lowest point was trying to find employment, not finding employment, and having all those bills and everything that were building up, going through that situation, ended up making the same mistake and ended up back incarcerated. I've been carrying my felonies for about 23 years.
Imagine being someone who's 40 years old, who you're dealing with a charge for an offense you committed when you were 20 years old. And you've got court costs on you that if you follow your current payment plan, maybe you'll pay it off by the time you're 60. You've served the sentence, you've been out 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and it just still isn't over. And it's, when is this sentence ever gonna end?
I was able to have 11 cases and my whole criminal record wiped clean. So a feeling of rebirth, overjoy, excitement. Things is beginning to change. My paperwork's been finalized, but just even the feeling of something that's not even tangible or monetary is just an internal feeling. That made a difference in my life. Internally, externally, been able to file for other positions in hopes to gain better employment without having to put felony conviction on my record. I'm a walking testimony of what I am every day. The Tennessee Department of Mental Health, they don't use that as a stigma or anything to hold anyone back, because that's a part of our story. Legal Aid Society on my side, I felt that I was being supported. I recommend anyone dealing with any civil problems or any issues, or feel like that they don't make enough money to hire an attorney, that there are resources out there that can be utilized. Just because you don't have the funding or the money for it doesn't mean that the help is not available.
People want to be seen as more than a charge on their record. Being able to clear out a record or restore citizenship rights is the only way that people can feel like I've been restored as a person who can be heard in the community. That is its own impetus to fight for these people every day.
When I was about 20 years old, I was arrested for possession of a Schedule IV narcotic. It was Xanax. Prescription medications, unfortunately, kind of carry the same weight as illicit drugs in Tennessee. For about 25 years, I ultimately lived with a felony on my record as a result of that conviction. There was really no hope. I had met with attorneys for decades trying to find a path just to get my voting rights back. It's easy to lose hope in yourself. You know, when nobody else is willing to invest in you, it's really easy to undervalue yourself. And for the longest, I felt like I had no value. I walked in really with not a lot of expectation. I'd never seen anything like it. Attorneys, judges, clients all coming together in the space to try to find some resolution to their problems. I was quickly surprised when I met with my attorney. I didn't realize that so much could be done so quickly. They were able to take my case and do what I had heard for 20 years was impossible, and that was to get my felony expunged. The biggest thing is I can see a future. Every day I wake up, I don't really feel judgment as much. I don't have to worry about judgment from my fellow community members.
It's really, really easy to say, those people are different from me. They're not different from you. They are people who maybe they made some mistakes when they're younger. Maybe they found themselves, you know, in some kind of impossible situation. Should that mistake that they made 30 years ago continue to impact them today? Or do you think that folks deserve the chance to prove themselves, to try to move on?
Life for me looks dramatically different. New friendships, new opportunities in the community to volunteer, and just a greater feeling of self-worth. I'm considering going back to law school, but more importantly, I serve on the board of directors for the Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee and the Cumberlands. It's extremely fulfilling to be able to help others that may have found themselves in a similar situation. My work on the board allows me to bring a lot of compassion to situations where people might not understand. There are so many freedoms people take for granted today. That's what I think Legal Aid Society helped me with the most, is that I don't have to be reminded of that pain. We are not defined by our worst moment in time. We are better than that, and I like to believe that the people here at Legal Aid Society of Middle Tennessee and the Cumberlands sees that in you.
Think about the thing that they've done that they're most embarrassed of, and that being the thing that every landlord, employer sees whenever an opportunity is presented to you. Think about how that would feel to carry that with you your entire life, to lose hope that your life could be different. We all have regrets. Everybody regrets something. Think about how that would feel to be able to shake off whatever it is that you regret, particularly if it's as public as a criminal record is.
There are no throwaway people. And when the system chooses to throw them away, we can choose to show them dignity, to show them respect, to see their humanity, and to help reintegrate into their families, into the workforce, in the communities, into the political body. These are all things that we get to build together.
These people are your neighbors. They're no different from you. And we got to give them a second shot. We got to give them a chance. Please give these folks a chance.
We are not defined by our worst moment in time. We are better than that.